Tonight on the Northwestern News Report, freezing off funds, how Northwestern student government is responding after two student groups hosted a controversial speaker on campus.
Evanston is blooming. Which local businesses are offering spring activities to bring shoppers out?
And the nerds, geeks, and dorks that walk among us, a deep dive into nerd culture on campus.
All that and more tonight on the Northwestern News Report.
It's your news right now. Hello and welcome to the Northwestern News Report. I'm Ellie.
And I'm Logan Schijano. Starting off tonight, the Associated Student Government freezing some of NU College Republicans and Young American for Freedom's funding. This comes after the student groups used promotional materials that ASG says violated NU's policy on discrimination and harassment ahead of hosting conspiracy theorist James Lindsay for a speaker event last week. The event's poster featured a poison icon over a rainbow flag. Last Wednesday, the measure to freeze funding passed under an emergency motion. While Young Americans for Freedom is a new student group and does not yet receive funding from ASG, the legislation directly froze specific funds for NU College Republicans indefinitely. In an email to NNN, ASG co-presidents Molly Whalen and Donovan Cusick said they're restricting the funds that are under ASG control, but ASG does not decide the restriction of funds from the Student Organization Finance Office. Associated Director of Student Organizations and Activities, Joseph Littell, saying in an email to NNN that while student organizations and activities and the Student Organization Finance Office have the ability to freeze funds, they have not frozen the lines they control. Whalen and Cusick also said in an email to NNN that multiple students reported NUCR for harassment and that each report is revealed before an official investigation opens. University spokesperson John Yates did not yet respond to NNN's question on if there's an active investigation. But College Republicans Acting President Augustine Bayer says he believes the flyer did not violate university policy, but was a reflection of his views.
It wasn't targeted, first of all, and it wasn't an attack. And you would know this if we talked about this. But 100%, I will agree. I disagree with that ideology.
When asked for clarification about what ideology he disagreed with, Bayer said he disagreed with gender identity. Lindsay is known for homophobic and transphobic views, which brought NU students to protest against his visit.
To see people here who are practically trying to brainwash those who are fortunate enough to learn and to get an education is just very, very traumatizing. Helping those who are in power oppress people like me.
We will continue to provide updates on the funding freeze.
And some good news for NU men's basketball this week, with the Cats remaining a key factor in their latest run to March Madness. Northwestern star point guard Bowie announcing this week that he will return to Evanston for the upcoming season. Bowie, who has spent 4 years in purple and white, will use his 5th year of eligibility granted due to the NCAA's COVID-19 policy. He previously declared for the NBA draft, but he maintained his college eligibility. In a press conference today, he had this to say.
The people here, going through 4 years and what they did for me and just playing here has been awesome, and having one more year, before starting my pro career is just a blessing.
Bowie's extended stay in Evanston comes after a career year in 2022. He was 5th in the Big Ten in points scored and earned first-team All-Big Ten honors. He is the first Wildcat to be selected in over a decade. Bowie's return heightens the expectations for Northwestern, which hopes to make it back to the big dance in 2024.
And in other sports news, Northwestern women's lacrosse is your 2023 Big Ten tournament champion. The Cats knocked off Maryland 14-9 in the final on Saturday. After beating Michigan in the semifinals, the first half against Maryland was a close defensive battle, but this goal from Izzy Skane gave the Cats the lead for good. Skane went on to win the tournament MVP, and for Northwestern, it's the 3rd Big Ten title in program history. Northwestern will be the #1 overall seed in this year's NCAA tournament and will take on the winner of University of Michigan and Central Michigan on Sunday.
As the weather warms up, Evanston's local vendors are opening shop once again at the Evanston's Farmers Market. The first market of the season opened this past Saturday. NNN's David Gold was there to see what is fresh.
For the 48th year, the Evanston's Farmers Market has sprung up, opening this past Saturday for its 2023 season.
We have people that they're second and third generation farmers that are here, and we also have second and third generation customers that are here.
The market attracts over 50 vendors and is open every Saturday until November from 7:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. behind the Hilton Garden Inn.
I think food in itself brings people together.
Shoppers can stock up on a wide variety of items sold at the market. Fresh produce, flowers, meat and cheeses, or even freshly made sweet treats. For the vendors, it's a chance to embed themselves into the fabric of the local community.
My wife and I, we live just down the street, and we knew when we moved here a couple years ago, we wanted to be really tapped into the community. And as I started my business, I knew that this was where I wanted to start, and we've been just well received by the community.
No matter the age, whether child, college student, or senior citizen, the Evanston's Farmers Market is a bright way to start off your Saturday morning.
I enjoyed being with you, and if you can send people away with a smile on their face, then you're doing what you want to do.
Leaving with hearts and stomach full, David Gold, Northwestern News Network.
Thanks, David. The Farmers Market is every Saturday throughout the summer and into the fall. Coming up, how Evanston is celebrating spring, the warm weather events to look out for.
And Evanston's version of faith, trust, and a little bit of pixie dust. How one resident is bringing woodland magic to Evanston.
At Northwestern, we're wildcats in every way.
Northwestern break right through that. With our colors flying, we will cheer you all to go. Go you Northwestern, fight for victory, sweet victory, for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
Welcome back. Don't be alarmed if you see firefighters on North Campus this week. The City of Evanston Fire Department will train between 8:30 a.m. and noon tomorrow. Sidewalks will be closed between Francis Searle and Mudd Library. Training began yesterday. The university says the partnership will ensure readiness with local first responders in case of an emergency.
And in downtown Evanston, the city kicking off its first Makers Market of the 2023. NNN's Simone Garber takes us inside the event and its unique venue.
It's not a garage sale, despite the parked cars. Evanston made hosting its 5th annual Makers Market on Maple Avenue this past weekend.
It's a really friendly, family-focused kind of event. It's really a great way to meet the neighborhood and to see what the feedback is for the things that you make.
Local vendors coming from all over the Chicagoland area to sell their products. Gemologist Anjali Hansoti brought her jewelry designs all the way from Hong Kong.
I think it's just a great way to be out and to get my products out to the people.
Other vendors showcasing Chicago and its suburbs through art.
I love painting Chicago. I love painting north suburbs, Evanston, and Northbrook and Buffalo Grove and Barrington, that area.
And it's not only veteran vendors. 18-year-old William Rosado has been selling custom-made rugs on his online Etsy shop for 2 years.
I could do it on my own time, so it'll be like 10 o'clock at night, I'm bored, and I could just make some rugs and decide if I want to sell them or not.
The Makers Market was a draw for Evanston residents and Northwestern students alike, all of whom came out to support local vendors.
I always think that it's best to shop locally and to support people who are making things that they're passionate about.
From stuffed animals to stationery. When there's something to make, there's someone to buy it. Simone Garber, Northwestern News Network.
Thanks, Simone. Evanston Made is hosting 2 more Makers Markets this calendar year, one in August and one in October. Visit evanstonmade.org for more info.
If you picked something up from the Makers Market, it might make a great gift for Mother's Day this upcoming weekend. And if you haven't found the perfect plans yet, do not worry. Evanston restaurants and small businesses are offering themed brunches and discounted gifts all week. Special events are also in order, including a watercolor workshop at One River School and the Evanston History Center's 48th annual Mother's Day House Walk Tour. Festivities will be continuing through Sunday. You can scan the QR code below for a full list of the services and events offered.
And Mother's Day is not the only time Evanston businesses are rolling out the red carpet for spring. NNN's Sabrina Carson shares how Evanstonians celebrated spring with a Sip and Stroll event.
Over 20 businesses providing food, drink, and discounts at downtown Evanston's Sip and Stroll event this past Saturday.
It just helps sort of build that community of downtown Evanston.
A map of Evanston shows participants where to sip, snack, celebrate, and save, each store providing their own unique contribution to the event.
The Sip and Stroll events bring new people downtown to explore our local businesses.
Some businesses, like Cup It All, offer freshly baked pastries, while others, like Gearhead, provide more savory options.
It's really cool. We went to Tapas, which is my favorite.
This event helping Evanston businesses gain new customers.
There's a whole bunch of places on the list that I hadn't heard of.
Stores like Madison Grace even decorate their windows for the event, including fun spring accessories and a parasol.
It draws, some good exposure on the sidewalk.
The Stroll also giving local art students a way to showcase their projects. The Stroll's map leads through One River School of Art, where their work is on display.
A little snapshot, a little Polaroid of One River School and the artwork that's being made right here, right now.
Both student artists and local businesses sharing their story and services to potential customers.
And thinking about all the wonderful restaurants we have, we can say, we're here too.
And we are now joined by Sabrina Carson to tell us a little bit more about the event. Sabrina, can we look forward to any more of these Sip and Stroll events in the future?
Hi, Logan. So this is actually the second Sip and Stroll event Evanston has had during the spring, and there are many similar events during the summer and winter, which is always something to look forward to, whether you're staying for summer quarter or if you're just going to be here for winter of next year.
Thanks, Sabrina. We'll look out for those events coming up in the near future. Melina?
Thanks, Logan. And some more good news for Evanston shoppers. Maison Du Prince just opened on Chicago and Dempster Avenue. NN's Alicia Tang brings us to their opening day.
And there you go.
With glitz, gold, and flowers, Maison Du Prince hosting its grand opening in Evanston last Friday.
It has that kind of moody feeling that I wanted. It's very creative and artsy. I'm able to showcase local artists with a big wall space.
Selling home decor and floral arrangements, the store has a name that translates to House of Prince.
I'm sort of a Francophile and love all things French, so it's really House of Prince, and my last name, of course, is Prince.
An important part of the store's mission, connecting with community.
We've had good traction of customers coming in. Having the door open helps a lot too, but we're excited to get integrated into the neighborhood.
Some customers say they were eager to support a Black-owned business.
I was very excited to see that there was an African-American male who was an artistic director and owner.
At Maison Du Prince, the scent of candles lured customers through the door.
It smelled good, so I came in.
While Hayes says she adores much of the merchandise, one patterned pillow caught her eye.
This is a start for a conversation piece and something colorful. And I learned that this was someone who is a local artist.
Meanwhile, her purchase is screaming,
Hurry up and take me home because I'm really cute.
a home fit for a prince. Alicia Tang, Northwestern News Network.
Thanks, Alicia. Be sure to look out for Maison Du Prince at the Evanston Arts and Craft and Beverage Walk on the 18th.
And if you're walking down Orrington Avenue, don't be surprised if you run across a little fairy magic. Ananya Chug looks into how Orrington's neighborhood fairy tree came to be.
Just a few blocks from Northwestern's campus, a very special tree lies at 2608 Orrington Avenue, decorated with fairy figures, ornaments, and other characters.
I have a policy that bring something, take something.
Shelly Tench, the owner of the house, calls it her fairy tree for the neighborhood to enjoy, and even laminating the pictures that local kids draw to hang on the tree.
Well, I went to Ireland on a trip and they had fairies like everywhere, it seemed like. And I just thought, you know, I'm gonna put some fairies on there. I'm gonna have my own little fairy tree here.
And right next door, Orrington Elementary School crowds of kids pass by the fairy tree every day, dropping off trinkets at the tree and using their imaginations.
I find it interesting and fun.
The tree not only brings a smile to the children's faces, but also to adults who pass.
I park here every day and it's because of this tree. I could park anywhere up and down here, but the tree just starts my day off with such a sweet sentiment.
Tench agrees that many people find the tree uplifting.
So I feel like people come and they just stop and they look and they just sort of escape.
Well, we now have Ananya here in the studio. This looks like such a great thing for the neighborhood. What does it mean to the kids living here in Evanston?
I really think it means like a lot to the kids. You know, they had drawn pictures that were laminated on the trees. They had put their like actual figures down on the trees, and she has a drop-in policy where it's take something, leave something. I really think the kids find it something very special that's just added to the neighborhood, something they can look at, you know.
Wow, well, thanks so much. The tree is decorated year-round and is open to visits anytime. Well, stay tuned. Local Evanston residents are flying through spring. We look into how Evanston's bird-watching community flocks together.
And will we see more Lakefield days this weekend? I'll be taking you through this week's weather after the break.
At Northwestern, we're Wildcats in every way.
Northwestern break right through that. With our colors flying, we will cheer you all to go. Go you Northwestern, fight for victory, sweet victory, spread for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
At Northwestern University, we are pioneering innovation and achieving excellence across every imaginable discipline. At Northwestern University, the possibilities are endless.
Welcome back. Beyond jobs or work study, some Northwestern students will make money while learning valuable marketing skills as brand ambassadors. And then Alexia Cadota Browner introduces us to students spreading their influence on campus.
Some Northwestern students earn extra income and experience as brand ambassadors.
They allow students to get some hands-on experience in marketing and event planning.
Many companies, including Coca-Cola and Bumble, have college ambassador programs at NU.
My role as a Bumble ambassador is the campus impact manager, and they have multiple different kind of designated roles in each university.
Ambassadors are responsible for a range of tasks, including grassroots marketing, events, partnerships, local PR, and content creation.
The thing I enjoy most about my role is doing sampling events. So I'll set up a table, usually at Norris or partner with other events around campus, and just give away free Cokes, other products, merch.
Both students emphasize the value of ambassador roles beyond the compensation.
I've noticed that the past ambassador roles that I've had have been something that have come up in almost every job interview or networking conversation.
Balancing academics and extracurriculars on top of these jobs, they say that their programs allow them the freedom to put school first.
The ambassador role doesn't get in the way of school, and it supplements it.
Big name brands like Bumble and Coca-Cola also benefit from having a friendly face on campus to spread brand awareness and
try to really be part of college communities and being there for the social events.
Alexia Cadota-Browner, Northwestern News Network.
For updates on what the events these ambassadors and other campus ambassadors are planning, keep an eye out on your Instagram feed.
And May marks the start of Asian Pacific Islander Desi American Heritage Month, and Northwestern's Multicultural Student Affairs team is holding several events to celebrate. You can find out more about all the offerings by scanning the QR code on the screen, but for now, a few highlights. A week from today, the blockbuster movie Everything Everywhere All at Once will be screened in Tech. And next Thursday, there's a therapeutic art workshop with artist Malin Utamobile. The festivities conclude with an APIDA community social on May 30th.
Also this May, Evanston is celebrating Older Americans Month. NNN Caitlin Bender-Thomas takes us into how Evanston is uplifting its old-timers.
Social interaction, educational workshops, and highlighting resources for older adults. The City of Evanston hosting its 22nd annual Aging Well Conference last week.
At Evanston just wanted to engage people. And being disabled, I know it can be really isolating.
Featuring a variety of workshops led by experts, teaching seniors more about the subjects interesting to them, from healthy eating to AI and how to avoid scams.
I always leave enjoying myself.
The goal? To help Evanston's older residents find connection and show Evanston is a community for everyone, regardless of age.
Families move here when their kids are ready for school age and then move away when the kids leave home. That's not who we want to be.
Now, due to the pandemic, Evanston residents haven't been able to gather here for the Aging Well Conference since 2019, so many say they're happy it's back.
The period of COVID was so devastating.
The conference presents an annual Aging Well Award to an Evanston older resident for their impact on the community, but the past 3 recipients couldn't be honored in person. Susan Sherko was one of them.
I think the best thing about it is that we can all be here.
Finding community in Evanston at all ages. Caitlin Bender-Thomas, Northwestern News Network.
Thank you, Caitlin. The next Aging Well Conference is expected to be held in May 2024. Residents can visit cityofevanston.org for updates.
Another celebration happening in Evanston this week is Migratory Bird Week. NNN's Paris Francois went to the Evanston Ecology Center to see what the hobby is all about.
Geared with bird books and binoculars, Evanston residents brave the weather to learn the basics of bird watching.
I've just been kind of an opportunistic bird watcher, and I really came out to get some tips mostly.
On a cloudy day like this, it's tough to spot birds, but Evanston bird watchers still find a way.
They gave us a mnemonic so we could understand, because you could always hear the birds if you can't see them.
These beginner bird watchers learn about apps that compile global user data for scientists.
It started out with student projects trying to learn more about how communities can get involved with conservation monitoring.
Nest Watch is an app that logs nest data. But before inputting all the new campus nests, experts say be careful about how you approach.
Best practice is to never directly approach a nest, to never disturb a nest. It may seem like you're doing something really nice to leave out food, but you're just leading in more predators.
This April, Evanston was named an official bird city.
Evanston has put in the work to really dive into the conservation.
And even local residents can help make the city safer for its feathered friends.
Just something as simple as putting stickers on your windows. Birds can't see that, or can't see glass.
Birds not just building nests, but also community.
I love birds. I like looking at them. I never know what I'm looking at. So I thought, well, beginner. That was what got me out.
Evanstonians flocking together for local backyard birds. Paris Franzway, Northwestern News Network.
Well, great reporting, Paris. Good job catching those birds. This Saturday, the Ecology Center will celebrate World Migratory Bird Day with a bird walk, a Bird City proclamation from Mayor Daniel Biss, and other activities.
And if you're looking to go out and spot some birds this weekend, look out for the weather. NN's Caitlin Bender-Thomas is here to fill us in on the forecast. Caitlin, what can we expect this week?
Good evening. Thank you, Melina. Let's get right into it. So today the sun is out with a high of 68 and a low of 46. So I hope everyone was wearing their SPF. I certainly tried not to forget as I was rushing out this morning. And tomorrow we're looking at a partly cloudy day with the high of 71. A good day to take a stroll and grab some ice cream to cherish the moment, because that's unfortunately what it looks like it'll be as we start looking into the weekend. As you can see here, the skies will be mostly cloudy throughout the weekend. On Friday, we'll have a high of 69 with about a 60% chance of rain and wind speeds between 5 to 10 miles per hour. On Saturday, we'll have a high of about 66 with another 50% chance of rain. And then on Sunday, we will see a drop in temperature with a high of 58 and another 50% chance of rain with wind speeds of up to 19 miles per hour. So you might want to pull out that windbreaker and umbrella before heading out, or stay in bed, up to you. I can't speak for everyone else, but I know the rain makes me very sleepy and kind of sad. But there's hope. There is hope, guys. Looking on Monday, we'll have mostly sunny skies with a high of 70. Hopefully foreshadowing, fingers crossed, a better week ahead, but we'll have to see. And that's all I have for tonight. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Caitlin. Coming up, is the title Northwestern really deserved? What it means to be a nerd at Northwestern.
At Northwestern, we're wildcats in every way.
Go Northwestern, break right through that. With our colors flying, we will cheer you all the go. Go you Northwestern, fight for victory, sweet victory, spread for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
Welcome back. Some students are embracing their inner geek while finding community on campus. NNN's Maria Heim gives us a look into nerd culture at Northwestern.
Everyone at Northwestern is a nerd, or I don't know how you got into the school.
Julia Miller knows she's a nerd. And it's not just because she's president of Northwestern's chess club. But so-called nerd culture is ingrained in the university as a whole.
I don't feel like we've really contributed or had any issues with stereotypes in chess. People just assume it's sort of nerdy.
As the first female president of 64 Squares, she wants to expand gender diversity in the club.
It used to be just me as the only female chess player in the room, and now we've gotten better at making the club more people just come for fun.
For many, in and out of the chess club, it's about embracing their niche interests. It turns out, a galaxy far, far away isn't that distant. Norris University Center hosting a May the 4th Be With You event.
To nerd out at Northwestern means to branch out into your own particular niche domains of interest.
The force and quirkiness is strong in these ones. There's a reason we call it Nerdwestern.
This Northwestern students' fun way of making fun of ourselves.
We aim for the people who have the oddball way of achieving things.
This culture bringing a sense of community to campus.
If you have something you like to do, just do it.
Students showing that here, nerds rule. Maria Heim, Nerdwestern News Network.
Thanks, Maria. And that's going to do it for us tonight on the Northwestern News Report. Melina, it's your last show.
It is. I'm really sad to say goodbye, but alas. Be sure to stay tuned for Politicat coming up next.
I'm Logan Schijano.
And I'm Melina Halkiao. Have a great night.